Hi, I'm Tom Wakechild, the best-selling author of A Course in Miracles Dummies series and Ending Fear, the 7R Formula for Fearless Awakening. In this video newsletter, we will talk about reframing your past and describe 3 types of people and ask which of the 3 is you. So let's begin. I ended the last newsletter by asking this question: is the past set in stone or is it pliable? Your responses were interesting. There was no uniform consensus, although each answer appeared correct based upon each person's frame of reference. The answer hinges on how and what you define as the past. Is the past the actual event that a 360-degree camera would record in physicality? Or is it the story someone makes up about those real or imagined events? In newsletter 3 on responsibility, I stated that although you are not always responsible for all the events of the world, you are 100% responsible for the stories you tell about those events. Assuming the events actually did occur in the dimension of space-time, the event is set in stone. It happened. It is over, and the event itself cannot change. For example, if on January 3rd, 2019, at 3:01 Arizona time, my foot actually did come in contact with the physical object I call my dog, and at a velocity of 15 miles per hour, it actually did happen. My dog can testify to that fact. But my interpretation or story of the historical event is flexible and subject to change. Was it an intentional kick or an accident, or perhaps it has faded from my memory, so I, a year later, may claim that it never happened? What we tend to call history is not the factual reporting of a historical event that actually happened, but rather a person's story about some event that may or may not have happened. The story told may or may not bear much resemblance to the actual physical occurrence in space-time. It may be totally fabricated, yet it becomes my reality because I believe it to be so. This is an important distinction since it is your story, not the event itself, that shapes your beliefs, that impacts your identity and becomes the filter for your past, present, and future. Your world is a reflection of you. Because you are a state of individuated consciousness, not the game token we call a body, you have 2 roles to play within the creation cycle of space-time. You are both a participant and an observer. Once an event is over, your participatory role is complete. What you did is locked in the annals of time. Once performed, your actions cannot be taken back. In space-time, events actually did occur and are fixed and can be written in the book of history. Yet the creation cycle is not over. It now enters the feedback stage. It is in this feedback stage that you, as the observer, give meaning to the event itself. Unlike the action stage, the meaning or purpose is always open to interpretation. Although you cannot change the events in history, you can always change the meaning that you choose to give those events. Interpretations are always open to modification or totally new revisions. They are not set in stone. Because of this flexibility, new interpretations can lead to new beliefs. These new beliefs allow you to break free from history's past and create different creation cycles. You can always find a new interpretation for any event that can help empower you to break free from a negative creation cycle. Perhaps the easiest way to justify reinterpretation is to change the purpose for the event. Because you, as the observer, give all the meaning that an event has for your own self-identity, you are in control. The event's meaning and purpose is in your domain. When you change your mindset from being an earner to a learner, the event's purpose automatically shifts. The event becomes a process rather than an end in itself. You no longer are required to get a predetermined answer or be labeled a failure. Thomas Edison was the most prolific inventor of his time, yet it took Edison over 7,000 attempts before he succeeded in inventing the electric light bulb. After failing over 5,000 times, a young reporter asked Edison why he did not admit defeat and give up, since it was obvious that God had given man whale blubber and kerosene to light his world. Edison's response shocked the reporter. Edison said, "Young man, I have not failed at all." The reporter was flabbergasted. "I have successfully identified over 5,000 ways that will not work, and that puts me over 1,000 ways closer to the one that will." Edison constantly failed his way to success. He was always able to see some sign of success in the face of what others chose to call a failure. Become like Edison and adopt the attitude of a continuous learner. You are the architect of your own self-identity. Take the feedback that the creation cycle provides as a learning opportunity for growth. Just because you cannot do something today does not mean that you cannot obtain the skills needed to accomplish it tomorrow. It will require some effort on your part, but aren't you tired of being sick and tired? You deserve to break free from your negative creation cycles. Successful people value events for the learning opportunities they provide. What others consider failures, they perceive as important feedback and make mid-course corrections that lead to future triumphs. There are 3 types of people in this world. There are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen. And there are people that say, "What happened?" Which will you choose to be? If life seems to be constantly knocking you down, you might want to investigate my online course called Overcoming Adversity, 7-Step Comeback Plan. Learn how to cope with adversity in your life and use adversity to move you forward instead of backwards. You can enroll now for a one-time investment of only $27.77 US. For more about this class, I have included a link below so that you can check it out for yourself. This is Tom Wakechild asking you to create a great day for your world and your life. Namaste.